Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time again on a Wednesday evening, 8 PM UK time, 9 PM Central European time. It's time for round 4 of the RRLeagues and PitStop UK collaboration series. Fourth race in a series of 6 tonight, coming to you from a rather dark Paul Ricard. You can see there in-game time 10 PM. Race starts in-game time 11 PM. So the guys will be racing through the night here. On the psychedelic Paul Ricard circuit. Currently looking there at Cliff Bulk with his BMW. Just coming to end of practice, just about to start the 20-minute qualifying session prior to the race. 1.5 hour race. Guys are required to make a mandatory stop for fuel and tyre. Well, not fuel, but they'll need fuel anyway. But for tyres. So that will happen around the 45-minute mark. Current leader of the championship, Jack Camaletto, 3 from 3 so far. So really leading the way out in the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Driving the Bentley, as you will know, but almost booked. Just swing it back in before those marker boards. Bentley really does struggle round Paul Ricard here, so Jack is going to have his work cut out if he want to make it 4 from 4. The reason the Bentley struggles really is basically top speed down the really long Mistral straight here at Paul Ricard. We'll try and get you some cockpit shots during the game and give you an idea of exactly the difference in speed, but the Bentley really does top out on VMAX down the straight somewhere near 275, 280, whereas some of the other cars you'll see top 290, so Jack will no doubt be watching to see if he can get swamped at the end of the straight. Saw this in previous races, and the Bentley is really slim pickings at the end of the straight, considering the car behind will get a slipstream as well, so watch out for that in race. So yep, Jack's going to have his work cut out, as is who else is in the Bentley in the top 10 there. Alec Pavlicek, you can see in the top 10. One man that isn't struggling is Daniel Schultz in a McLaren. But just as I say that, you can see there at the top, Robert Horvath just put his AMG top of the practice timings. Bulk there in 3rd in the BMW. Dutz there in 4th in the Aston Martin. Porsche there of Weiser there in 6th. So pretty much mixed up grid there in terms of car selection. But when you consider how dominant the likes of Weiser, Camaletto and stuff have been during qualifying recently, we shall see a bit of a mix-up here today. Only 23 drivers in practice on the practice grid so far. You know, we normally get a grid of about 30 to 35. There's a few non-qualifiers tonight due to stewarding suspensions. So the likes of Cy Fillingham, Nigel Wood, Callum Morgan will not be qualifying tonight, so they won't be leaving the pits. They'll be required to stay in the pit lane while the other guys qualify and then take their place at the back of the grid. And Fredrickson suffered a few incidents so far in this series. He's been actually handed a 1-race suspension, so he'll miss this race at Paul Ricard due to those stewarding decisions, but he'll be free to come back and race in race 5. Let's just swap sessions, bear with me. There we go. So the guy's just warming up now. You can see Camaletto. Can we see Camaletto? There is Camaletto, your series leader. You can see weaving to get those tyres up to temperature. Get the pressures right up. He just goes there through turn. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. In fact, should we help you and put a track back up? I think we can do that. Let's have a look. Well, before I do that, let's just get rid of all of the incidents and accidents, in case you want to have a look at a replay. Boom, 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 boom. That's them gone. How do I get the track map up on here? Everyone's shouting now. It's easy. circuit map. It's easy when you can see it. There we go. So I'll give you an idea of where it is on circuit. There's the McLaren of Daniel Schultz, just about to start his first flying lap. Let's see if we can go on board. Have we got a dash cam? There we go. So here we go, down through this little kink, harden the brakes, take as much curb as you dare on that right hand side, don't hit the yellow cone, otherwise you might get a track limits violation. Same here, harden the brakes, right, and still right. You carry on turning and turning and turning, straighten the car up, bring it over to the right hand side to get the best turn in on this left hand curve, and then off you go down the Mistral straight. Just keep an eye on that frig at the bottom under the gear selector. Just watch the VMAX and where it gets to. It goes up through the gears. Important number is when they get to about a 150 metre board. You can see 279. Can he get into 280s? Just. Coasts through Cygnus corner, brings it in. That's nice. Deep in here, runs out wide to sweep in. And McLaren, just lovely coast. Oh, it's just got that wrong, unfortunately. His famous last words. Again, go wide to tighten it up. Get a good drive from here. Take it over those curbs on the right. Don't go too wide. And sweep right. Bring it right over onto these curbs on the right hand side. Brake. And then swing around this penultimate corner that just keeps going. Just keeps going. Then bang, straight up. And then it's horrible. Right hand turn. Penultimate, sorry, the final turn onto the straight and down to the start finish line he goes. Obviously this lap won't count, but that's a lap of Paul Ricard from Daniel Schultz there. Let's go and see if we can find Mr. Camaletto. I just want to see the VMAX of this Bentley when we get to the end of the straight. And we'll check that with things like the Lamborghini and the Ferrari, which do hit some amazing speeds down the end of that straight. So over start finish line, we'll do it all again because it's good fun, isn't it? Over onto that right hand curb as much as you dare. There we go, brake and left over these curbs on the left. Try not to hit them, but to hit them. And then again over the right ones, don't drift too wide down the straight. You can run those curbs over the left, that's fine. Again, keep it straight as you come into the corner here. Hard on the brakes, then sweep right and then grip for the left hander. Right the way around now on that curb. That curb actually brings you round and pulls the car in. Straighten the car up, go right. Bit of a different line there from Jack. Bentley's obviously coping with that corner a little bit better. And can turn. Okay, you can see the number we're all looking at. I say it gets to 260 pretty quickly. And then it will just start to slow down now. You can see already on the limiter. Jack's obviously stripped a bit of wing out of this because it will get to 280 by the end of the straight. Just. No, it doesn't, 279, but he's obviously stripped the wing out of that to make it go as quick as he can. But obviously that will make the rear a little bit loose and the front a bit twitchy through the second part of the circuit, or the third part of the circuit if you like, sector 3, where it is a case of left, right, right, left. Let's put up the HUD that gives us an idea of timings. Obviously gets around that final corner. Will improve slightly, Camaletto here, but it's not going to be enough to trouble anybody. He'll stay 5th. Just 3/10 off lead. In fact, now moves down to 6th. As Kaki puts his Aston Martin there into 3rd. Jack will recover back to the pits. This is Cliff Bulk. And straighten his BMW. Sit very low in this car. Just looking over the top of the bonnet. Lights on as they race into the dark. And goes to Bug on that curve on the right hand side. Oh, has he got the line right there? Different line. Gets a late apex, that's fine. And pulls it right across with the final corner. He's about level with his last time. He just drops a couple of hundredths there as he crosses the line. He won't improve. He'll stay 5th and pulls over to return back to the pits. The ever consistent James Mead in the Aston Martin. You can see 2nd there in the pits. Radek Pavlicek's out on track, teammate of Jack Camaletto. Paradigm shift, boys. Pavlicek already 3-4 tenths up on this lap. Currently sitting 7 tenths off the leader's pace, but if he keeps on picking up tenths here and hundredths there, this could be an impressive lap from Radek here. Just a bit twitchy, but he gets the time through that final corner. Going to 4 tenths quicker. This should put him somewhere around 4th place, just behind Usikaki there in 5th. So nice lap there from Pavlicek. Goes ahead of his teammate Camaletto. One person out on track, currently leading the timing screens. Robert Horvath, making sure the lights work on his AMG there. Flashing at good friend in front, Jim Britton, the crew chief himself. Jim just turns up so he can drive that lovely NSX every day. Robert Horvath going to tuck in behind him as they go down the straight. Let's see if we can get the dash cam from Horvath's car. See, he's not even at the end of the what I call the cutout in the middle there. He's already into 270s. In fact, that's no quicker than the Bentley. It just dropped off again at the end, didn't it? So I wonder if Robert's just ran a bit of wing at the expense of top speed, because I know that was Murky's a little bit quicker than that. I haven't driven it myself here. That's probably why I struggled all the time, because I was just intent on going fast. Jim Britton pulls over there to let Robert through. So Horvath comes round. Actually quite conservative on that corner there. Doesn't take as much track, so there's a tip for everybody. Through the final corner, and that's just cost him a little bit. He's 3, 4, 5 hundredths down. He won't improve, but stays top of the timing sheets. 0.16 ahead of James Mead there in 2nd. Dutz there in 3rd. Adrian Softich, we haven't had a look at him today, have we? Let's go and have a look at Adrian. And there's Adrian in the McLaren. Adrian racing as a guest with us, not in the championship itself, but certainly putting the performances to wonder why he didn't register for the championship, because last time out at Kyalami, very quick. And you can see already here that Paul Ricard, as he goes round, I presume, to start his lap. You can see he's got a little bit of a gap to the car in front, just to give him a bit of break and maybe get a slight toe up straight. He goes on to start his lap. We'll come back to him a little bit later. Who else haven't we seen? Let's have a look at Usikaki. Sat there in 5th currently. Apologies for the snotty nose tonight. The farmers are out cutting fields and it's already been hot today, so I was already struggling with the hay fever, and this isn't helping one little bit, so Probably the hottest September day on record in the UK here today. It's been baking where I am, so not been fun at all. So I apologise if it puts your viewing at displeasure, but that's the way it is, I'm afraid. I'm sat here with a nose strip and everything, and me Vic's next to me, so I'm doing my best. McLaren thunders away down the straight. Ooh, just got a little bit out of shape there. Presumably saw the yellow flags. That car on the outside there of Cygnus. You can see difference in styles there. It's not even the McLaren, is it? It's Aston Martin. Do I actually know what I'm talking about? Why do you employ me? Oh yeah, you don't. That's what you get for volunteer money. Pay me right money and I'll work out what cars they're driving. So Kaki already a second and a half down this lap. So that's our view of Yusi Kaki. You can see, and that'll ruin his next lap as well, I should imagine. I'll leave Yusi to his. Evening, Mr. Kennons. Martine Kennons there in the RRLeagues live chat. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're keeping well. Ralph Arella back in the server tonight. Good to see Team 77. A distinctive McLaren of Ralph Arella. Teammate, of course, to Simon Finningham, who won't be qualifying tonight. He should be sat in the pits. We go and do a quick little police check on him. Yep, there he is, alongside Callum Morgan. There's Callum. Nigel Wood as well. Also won't be qualifying tonight. Ricard M. Tweeden sat there as well. So a few of them sat in the pits unable to qualify tonight. They will start from the back of the grid, which is an hour and a half round. Paul Ricard is no bad thing. Especially through turns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 on lap 1. No bad place being at the back, especially around that tight right hander at the just before they go onto the straight. Always some accidents around that area on lap 1. On board hit with Bernardo Teixeira. Distinctive car there of Bernardo. Teammate, of course, to Mr. Parry. And there is Dale. Actually ahead of his teammate tonight, so Dale will be loving this. Bernardo normally the dominant teammate, but good to see Dale putting some decent times now. Although to be fair, Bernardo's not put a time in yet, so Dale can count his blessings while he can. Jim Britton there struggling around in that easy for you to say, NSX, down there in 18th. And is that Dale just having enough? Smashing cars up for fun. What else have we got? This is Jim Britton in that NSX. Nice bit of carbon fibre there on the dash. Cleverly set up so we can't see the speed. Suffice to say it's not quick. But fair play for Jim for sticking with it and giving that Honda the best he can give it. Ahead of him is, oh, we've got him, Nemanja God, such as the hay fever I've got tonight, is it? Nemanja Manodovic. He'll kill me for that as well. Here's Nemanja. Good to see him back as well after a self-imposed break from sim racing, but back for the last couple of weeks. Good to have Nemanja back with us after I think he's had the birth of a little baby. So all the best wishes to Nemanja. A fair play for him finding some time to do this while the little one is probably either asleep or screaming, one of the two, or weeing or pooing, who knows. But fair play, like I said, to Nemanja for finding some time to do this. Good to have him back. Who else have we got? Antonio D'Oliva was racing so well in that Lambo at Kyle Army last time out. And Teddy was really taken out by Fredrickson up at turn 4. Is it turn 4, turn 5? That part of the track anyway. Really went slamming into the tyre wall. Gave him a fair amount of damage. Continued on best he could, but he was running really well until that point, Antonio D'Oliva, and good to see him in the server tonight, back for more punishment. Dusan Magyar and the other NSX on the track. Currently going around there in 15th place. Good to have Dusan with us tonight. Just 2 minutes of qualifying to go. Let's just check up the top. Adrian Softich currently quickest in his McLaren. Robert Horvath pushed down to 2nd. James Mead 3rd. Dutz 4th. UC Kaki there in 5th. Pavlicek 6th. Arella 7th. Borg 8th. Camaletto series leader down to 9th. Weiser there in 10th. Dore 11th. Schultz was going so well in practice in that McLaren, suddenly finds himself a 2nd off the pace there in 12th. Ryan Leach 13th. And that's what we were up to, wasn't it, when we're going through reverse order. There's Jas Forsberg. Again, another one that raced well at Kyle Army, you may remember. Held off the charging Nico van Hulk, who I've not seen in the server tonight, unfortunately. Which is a real shame, because Nico put a fantastic performance in at Kyle Army from the back of the grid after being spun round on lap 2. Came back so well, but couldn't get past Jas Forsberg. That R8 was as wide as you like for the whole race. Everyone struggled to navigate Jas, and he finished really well at Kyle Army. So good to have Jas in the server tonight. Ryan Leach, the ADMI guys at PitStop UK. Good to have Ryan with us tonight. Currently sitting in 13th place in his Aston Martin. Car may look familiar. That's the one we were looking at earlier with Callum Morgan in the pits, who teammate won't be qualifying tonight, as Ryan just parks it up offline and returns to the pit. So Ryan's done. There's Daniel Schultz. We said quick in practice, but slowly slipping down the timing charts unless he can put one in here. He's on a lap here. Look at that. That can't be right, surely. 1.5 seconds up. If he can put this one together, this could be the miracle lap right at the end of qualifying. He goes down the straight, currently 1.6 up, the time slowly dripping off. Is that an ACC issue, or is that what he's got? Oh, there you go. It was an ACC issue. I didn't think he was a 2.5 up. That would have been an immense lap if he was. But he has got over the qualifying, the start-finish line just in time. So he'll get another lap in. Softitch is on a lap, as is Horvath, as is Mead. Dutz is on a lap but slightly slower. Softitch is currently 0.2 up on his lap, and that's enough for Dutz. He's parked it up. This is Softitch at the top of the circuit. Navigate Cygnus and through the final part of that complex. 0.3 up. This will put him ahead of Horvath by over half a second, which is an immense in a field of this quality. I'm sorry if I've missed his livery, but you get to see the shadow black McLaren going around tonight with the pink lights. The pink night lights looks awesome. Softitch goes over. He's going to go pole by quite some distance here. Half a second ahead of James Mead in 2nd. Horvath is about to improve, but not by enough. This will keep him 3rd unless he can have a miracle penultimate corner. No, he's at the bottom of the straight. Sorry, the bottom of the, that's core 5, 6 and 7, is it? So he wouldn't have crossed the line in time. So, yeah, checkered flags out for Horvath. My apologies. Pavlicek, is he on a lap? No, Pavlicek. Yes, he's in the pits. So there goes Radek. So that looks like it's your grid. Great qualifying performance there from Adrian Softitch in 1st position there. James Mead, reliable as always and quick as always. He's in second. Daniel Schultz managed to get up to third, that McLaren in the end. That's a great lap from him. Robert Horvath there in fourth. Dutzer in fifth from UC Kaki in sixth. Pavlicek seventh. Arella eighth. Bulk 9. Camaletto all the way back there in 10th. Weiser 11th. David Dorr 12th. Ryan Leach 13th. Forsberg down in 14th from Magyar Deliva. Milovic, Britton, Parry, Tejera. And who else have we got in there? Callum Morgan, you can see starting from the back of the grid with M. Tweeden and Wood and Fillingham. So those 4 non-qualifiers, 21, 22, 23 and 24. That's all we've got in the server tonight, but that's enough for a decent race. Tom Cahonan in chat. Hello, Tom. Good to see you on board, mate. Nice as always to have you along with us. If you are watching live, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Always helps. And if you're watching it recorded, you can hit it as well. It's not exclusive to the people watching live. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know you're enjoying the stream. And hit the notification bell if you've not done that already. That means you'll get a little advice come through on your phone or your PC, wherever you have it set up, to let you know we're about to go live. You can join the races along with us, which is always the best way to do it, unless you're driving, of course. That's pretty good as well. I said it's a 90-minute race. How wrong was I? I forgot, of course, tonight it's a 60... I say a sprint race, a 60-minute sprint race. Starting at 11, finishing at midnight tonight. Yeah, my apologies there. I was forgetting it was just an hour tonight. Race for an hour. The next one, an hour and a half, I believe. And I think the last one's a big long one, I think. But stick with us. It comes every week, thick and fast. So join us next Wednesday for round 5 of this. And if you haven't seen the Touring Car Championship we've got going on Sundays, join us along for round 4 of that on Sunday. That is absolutely manic stuff. Just to give you an idea what happened in the last race there. Race winner, I'm desperately trying to remember. That's really bad because it should just roll off the tongue. Magnus Smedegaard, thank you. Magnus Smedegaard won the race, reverse grid 15 for race 2 and finished 16th. And that wasn't because he was involved in an accident or anything like that. That was just how hard the racing was. All the guys there, top quality racing right through from first to last. It's been brilliant to watch. And I say, if you haven't watched it already, join us along on Sunday, 8 o'clock for round 4 of that from the Österreich ring, A1 ring, Red Bull ring, whatever you want to call it. That's going to be pretty mental to watch. So see you then. Be there or be square or be round. Anyway, here we go. Cars just on the short formation laps. They come round the final couple of corners, looking all gorgeous with their lights on tonight. This won't be difficult to commentate on at all. Round they come, round the final corner. Softitch on the right and the McLaren. On the left is James Mead in the Aston Martin. They will look a bit jerky because they are speed limited as they come to the line. Once the lights go green though, they're all free to race. So here they come. Watch the lights go green. Just after the leaders go past, the lights will flip. There they go. And off they go. So Softitch leads away. Mead, good start as well. There's a better view. Horvath looking up the inside line. But you can see already Softitch got such a good start there. He's away. Behind him, James Mead. Oh, someone's off at the back there. Who's that? It's not Wood. It's not M. Tweeden. Someone went off there at the back. Looks like a Porsche. Oh my goodness, it's Weiser. What happened there? Looks like Dutz as well. Let's go and see if we can see the last 30 seconds. See if we'll catch it. You can see Fillingham there at the back. And the car's already gone off there at the side, so not quite sure what happened there. Tom Cahona's just joined me in chat. Hello, mate. Tom Cahona's just joined me in chat. How you doing, bud?
Hello.
Good to have you along, man.
I'm good, mate. Just keep commentating. You're doing great.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate that. So I'm just going to sort that out. There we go. So, where are we? Where are we? Let's go back to the front and see what's happening. Softic out in front. Look at that. 1.2 seconds already over Robert Horvath after that great start from him. Third place there is James Mead. There is Mead. He's got Schultz just behind him. Lutz there in 5th from Kaki and Pavlicek. Camaletto already up to 8th. In his pursuit of as many points as he can get tonight to maintain the lead of the championship. There's Arella there in 9th. Balkan of BMW down to 10th. He's got Jazz Forsberg right behind him. You can see Jazz trying to make a move, but tucks it back in. And just going down the field, Davidor, Manojlovic, Leach, Morgan up to 15th after starting from the back. That's a great start from him. Dusan Magyar in 16th, Tejera 17th, Deliver 18th, Britton, Fillingham, Parry, and then Marcel Weiser at the back. I'd love to see what happened to Marcel Weiser. Have we got it on here? I don't think we have. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. But we'll keep an eye on the race just to see if we can get an idea. And we'll have a look at it, of course, at the end. Just see if we can get some idea of what happened at the start of the race for Marcel. Right, let's go back to proper timing screens. There we go. You can see Softic 2 seconds over Robert Horvath. That's ridiculous. You can see Bulk here in the BMW, and that's Ralph Arella in front of him in that McLaren, being lit up by the xenon headlights of the BMW, really burning the paint at the back of that McLaren. You can see the track may well be dark, but there's plenty of lights around it to see what's going on, so drivers don't get that bad a view as they're driving. Could be worse. So when you're in a train as well, it does make life a little bit easier when you can see the snake going away. But after 5 minutes or so of driving these conditions, they'll be acclimatised and know exactly what they're doing. So Softic leads across the line after 2 laps, sorry, it's gone that quickly. Robert Horvath in 2nd, Schultz up to 3rd in the McLaren, Mead down to 4th. Dutz there in 5th from Kaki and Pavlicek. Camaletto 8th, Ralph Arella 9th. Bulky watch. Oh, there's a big accident. There's a big accident. What happened there? Let's go and have a look. We've got the last 10 seconds. Let's go and see if we can find out. Let's hope I've picked the right drivers. There's James Mead, Dutz, Kaki. Oh, it's teammates Pavlicek and Camaletto. Oh my goodness. See if we can see that again. Those two. Oh my no. So Camaletto looks to go around the outside of Jussi Kaki there and cuts in on Pavlicek as he tries to take turn 1. Pavlicek already put his nose there in, and the two of them came together and now find themselves down in 22nd and 23rd place. So Jack's run of good luck seems to have come to an end here, and now he's got 55 minutes to try and claw back as much time as he can. But in a 60-minute race round here in the Bentley, that's going to be hard work. So that's what happened to those two. Meanwhile, here's Robert Horvath. I would show you Adrian Softic, but unfortunately the camera can't keep up with him. He's gone. 3.3 already ahead as they come to the end of lap 3. Horvath here in 2nd, Schultz is 3rd, James Mead is 4th. That camera needs a bit of a clean, doesn't it? We'll have a word with the cameraman about that one. Horvath crosses the line there in 2nd, Schultz 3rd, James Mead there in 4th. You can see already he's got a gap ahead to Schultz. And around a 2nd. Looks a lot more than that, but that's what it is. It's Horvath just disappearing off there. Softic already disappeared and gone. Camaletto will be hoping Softic can stay out there and take as many points off the chasing pack as possible in the championship battle.
Speaking of jumping in, about Radek Pavlacek and Jack Camaletto,
Yeah.
they were my favorites, for this race. They have shown great consistency so far, and now they crashed together, which probably was very unlucky, if we say like this, if I could see from the stream.
Yeah, indeed, man. I mean, I must admit, I didn't think they would be favourites. Now, I've seen the Bentley struggle around Paul Ricard in other races, and you do have to trim it out quite a bit to get any sort of speed down the straight. I think you saw by the onboard earlier that Jack's obviously done that in his car, but you're right. While he's looking to get around Kaki, pulled back in, obviously had to get off the gas a little bit earlier, and that may have just caught Radek Pavlacek by surprise. The two of them just came together there at turn 1, and teammates end up spinning themselves out. Never a great sight, but it will be for the rest of the pack, and it'll be good fun. Jack will be gritting his teeth, but it'll be good fun for him to drive through the pack for the rest of the race. Already up to 21st, ahead of Ralph Rella, who's obviously had another mistake somewhere as well. Rella's out down there in 22nd. He was up there, up near the top somewhere. So Rella down 22nd. Forsberg up to 8th. Bulk up to 7th. So whatever's happened in the midfield, unfortunately ACC's not told me. I've got no alerts about it, so maybe we'll look at that at the end of the race as well. As it is, Softitch leads from Horvath, 3.7. Schultz in 3rd. James Mead and Yastin you're looking at the moment in 4th. Dutz in 5th. Kaki just behind them in 6th. And a big gap then to, in fact, what's happened to Bulk? He was in 7th a minute ago, but obviously he's had a bit of an incident at the last corner, and that's allowed Jas Forsberg now up to 7th. Milanovic 8th. David Dorr 9th. Bulk here in 10th. Callum Morgan, remember, started at the back of the grid following a no qualification penalty, up to 11th already. Where is Callum? Let's go and have a look at Callum. There's the onboard from the Aston Martin of Callum Morgan. Like I said, started from the back of the grid with the likes of Fillingham, M. Tweeden and Nigel Wood. And out of those 4, you can see Morgan's made the best of this start. And he'll be loving this, already up to 11th in the slipstream of Bulk's BMW here. And this is where the top end really starts to help you. Even with the slipstream, Aston struggling there to get much more than 282. If they're right-hander here, and it's as you were with him and Bulk. Just Forsberg, though we were talking about earlier, raced really well at Kyalami, and you can see him there up to 7th. A fair way behind Jussi Kaki, he's away, but Forsberg also taking up the same position as he kind of did at Kyalami in the upper mid pack, and will then plant himself there. And watch the train of car. Oh, I just got it wrong on the curb there. Famous last words from commentator. I'm so sorry, Jazz. Better to happen now than 5 minutes to go anyway. So Jazz is going to lose a place there to Milanovic there. He races up to 7th in his R8. David Dorr, you can see there, teammate of Robert Horvath, down there in 9th. So we'll leave Jazz before we spin him, because we're so good at that. And also have we got Callum Morgan's teammate, Ryan Leach, just behind him in 12th here. Teammate Morgan in 11th. PitStop UK team. Bulk of cars up there. That's the cars that Scott Milanovic, Forsberg, Dorr, Bulk, Morgan and Leach. They're all together in that group. Although Ryan Leach is trying to hang on to the back of Forsberg here. Behind them, Magyar and Tejera 13th and 14th. Jim Britton in the A6 up to 15th. Deliver in the Lambo up to 16th. Fillingham's made his way to 17th. From starting from the back. Weiser, after that first corner incident, finds himself down there in 18th. Nigel Wood 19th. M. Tweeden 20th. Camaletto still 3.5 seconds off M. Tweeden in 21st. Arella 22nd, and Pavlacek down there 23rd. 6 seconds off the back of the pack. So casualty corner at the back. Softitch up front, just eased off his pace slightly, 3.3 now from Horvath. There's a few incidents flashing up here, and there's one there. The BMW of Bulker there. Let's just go and have a look and see what happened there. Just didn't see it enough, but Bulk turned round there. Well, one of the PitStop UK Aston Martins. Callum Morgan up to 8, so I can only think it was Ryan Leach as he sits behind Bulk as they both fall down the order. So that's unfortunate for Cliff Bulk, going very well there, and him and Ryan Leach coming together at the back part of the track. Bulk finds himself now down in 20th behind Camaletto, Leach in 17th just ahead. That's a good point Martin Kennens makes in the chat. Yeah, the flags are there for a reason. If you don't see them and the driver in front does, or if you don't pay attention to them rather than the driver in front does, you're likely to come a cropper as well. And I'm not sure if that's what happened with Bulk and Leach, but obviously we'll see if we can review that one as well. So a few incidents flashed up on the screen, and while racing's pretty, I won't say tepid because it's pretty mad down there, as you can see Cy Fillingham starts to drop back there, presumably had a bit of an incident coming onto the straight, and he's going very slowly down there. Is he waiting for someone to come past? Quite possibly. Nigel Bulk goes through, Fillingham dropping down the pack. There's only Parry, Pavlicek and Deliver to go, so I'm not quite sure who Fillingham's waiting for. And McLaren going well now though, it seems. So Cy Fillingham down there in 19th. Jazz Forsberg now down to 12. God, it's all kicking off. There's an incident with Jazz here. Let's see if what this tells us. So that's Forsberg there. You can see behind him, that's David Dorr. And ACC, as always, gives you the pre-sex. Doesn't actually give you the final event. Always good. I've got a bit of foreplay. Cheers, ACC. So Forsberg will now have another look to get past Jim Britton. Jim Britton finding himself up there in 11th in that NSX. He will be getting a bit of altitude sickness soon. I'm sure he's got pills for it because... Oh, Jazz just trips a bit wide there. But you can see the Honda of Jim Britton starting to get a little bit of a train behind him. Forsberg, Weiser, Wood, Leach recovering after that incident in Tweeden, and then Camaletto all on the same straight there. Bulk as well, although he's 3 seconds off the back of Camaletto, but Camaletto making his way back through the field. In fact, is that him making an attempt at a pass there? It is. Goes past them Tweeden. So Camaletto up to 16th now. Next on his hit list is Ryan Leach. Up front though, there's Softitch going away down the start-finish straight. Horvath there in the background in second, and then the battle for third, which is a little bit closer. I say a little bit closer, it's not really, is it? Schultz there in third, Dutz there in fourth, all about 2 seconds between them. James Mead in fifth, UC Kaki, teammate James Mead in sixth. Then there's that 6-second gap then back to Manojlovic. Manojlovic fighting with Callum Morgan there. And 22 in the server. Who have we lost? Tejera? No, Bernardo's up there in 9th. Wow! There you go, son. Is it Wise? No, Wise is up there in 13th. Nigel Wood? Where's Nigel? No, Nigel's there in 14th. seconds there. Yeah, I'm not quite sure who we've just lost. I'm sure I will know. It'll come to me, but I can't see him off the face of it. So here's Milanovic and Callum Morgan. Morgan dobs out at the end of the straight. Aston Martin will have the pace as they go down towards Cygnus. Morgan cuts it in front of Milanovic after he's passed him. Takes the corner and the line. And Morgan, nice move, moves up to 7th. Pace of the Aston there, just too much for the R8 of Milanovic. And Morgan will begin his chase now of PStopUK, some 6 seconds up the road. But Morgan going well tonight, remember, starting from the back of the pit, sorry, the back of the grid rather, after serving qualifying in the pits. So yeah, Martine in chat's obviously reviewed that incident earlier with Ryan Leach and Cliff Bulk. Bulk did actually slow down for a yellow flag, and Ryan did not anticipate that slowdown despite the flags waving, and yeah, Bulk ended up facing the wrong way. That's unfortunate, so stewards will look at that no doubt at the end of the race. But Morgan already starting to hit a few cars that are must be struggling around the back, because
I can confirm that we have lost Dusan Magyar.
Ah, it's Dusan. There you go. Thank you, sir.
No problem, mate.
Tom Cahonan there in chat, always sitting by my side and helping me out. Good to see that. Much appreciated.
Yeah, watching through the YouTube stream and see what I can see. I see that we had 22 and we had 24, so it can be someone else.
I think we had 23 at the start, mate. I wasn't sure it was 24. It might have been 24, but I thought we had 23.
I see that in the qualifying we have 24, so yeah, it's someone else. But
yeah, Callum Morgan just coming up there on Antonio D'Oliva, who's always had a few incidents. Pavlicek not that far ahead of him either, so those two circulating out of position there in the middle of the track. And you can see D'Oliva pulls to the side to let Callum Morgan through. And we'll let Nemanja through very shortly as well. Nemanja there carrying the number 1. I think's very ballsy of him. Fair play to Nemanja. So Callum already getting that cap down to Kaki, already a second eaten out of it as he pulls away from Milanovic. Teixeira there doing a cracking job in the Porsche, up in 9th. Oh no, Magyar's there in 10th, Tom, so it can't be Dusan.
Okay, no, yeah, my mistake.
Magyar there in 10th, Forsberg 11th, Weiser up to 12th. He's doing well after that first lap incident, so fair play to him. Jim Britton just fallen down to 13th. In fact, let's go and have a look at that battle, because they're all pretty much line astern there. That's Forsberg. That's Weiser just behind him. Jim Britton just behind him. Ryan Leach just behind him. And right at the back of those, Jack Camaletto. In fact, he's got Nigel Wood and Bulk in the BMW also not far behind them as well. So, just Forsberg again, a cork in a bottle here. 7 or 8 cars behind him. But Jazz doesn't care. He's off down the straight. Everyone else in line behind him. Will he make them dance as they go down the straight? Or he just keeps a straight line. Everyone else in tow. Looks like the Aston there of... Oh no, we saw that there. I just saw Jim Britton. Let's try and see if we can find the last 10 seconds there. I think it might have been Ryan Leach again involved in that incident. Yeah, Ryan Leach cuts across Jim Britton there. And Leach is the one who ends up in the barrier. Jim Britton can continue. So unfortunately there for Ryan, he caused his own demise. Leach has retired back to the pits, presumably for some work on the car. We'll just have a look at that from Jim's point of view. In fact, let's get to the cockpit camera. No, we'll get to the dash camera and we're going to have a look at it from Jim's point of view and see if ACC does its normal thing of letting us see half an incident. So this is the view that Jim gets. He comes into Cygnus and then everyone dies. Not really what we wanted to see, was it? But Leach still in the pits, obviously having work done. Still in the service, so hasn't retired as of yet. So presumably taking his mandatory pit stop right now. Britain can continue. One person to benefit from that was Jack Camaletto. He's up to 13th now. And he's chasing down Marcel Weiser there in 12th. As he chases down Jazz Forsberg, all the time oblivious to the carnage that's going on behind him. Looks like the Porsche of Weiser's got the run on Jazz here. Has it got the pace? It comes to the end of the straight, pulls out, hits a wall of air. Has he got the pace to carry it through? He has. Jazz, though, lovely little sneak through behind him as the Porsche of Weiser struggles to get it turned there through Cygnus. He carried so much pace through. Nice racing for the two of them, all the time behind them. You can see their Camaletto waiting to pick up the pieces. James Mead and UC Kaki. I think Kaki's just got ahead of his teammate there. The two of them half a second aside. Little mistake there from Jazz Forsberg. That takes the inside line through the final corner. Kind of compromises him down the straight, but he's got away from Weiser. Weiser desperately trying to get on terms to go up to turn 1. Will he get the inside line? And can Forsberg just keep it there for turn 2? He can. So Forsberg takes the place back if he ever lost it. Weiser stays there in 12th. Camaletto still there in 13th. Behind them, Bulker's got past Fillingham for 14th. Fillingham 15th. Jim Britton dropped down to 16th now. Hopefully didn't suffer any damage in that incident with Ryan Leach earlier. But we'll wait and see. Ryan Leach still in the pits there in 22nd, so if he was having any repairs done, they're pretty significant, but my guess is that's him calling it quits. So these three go pounding down the straight. Up front though, just to give you an idea, Softic 7.7 ahead of Robert Horvath. He's 2.7 ahead of Schultz up front. So top three pretty much sorted out. Dutz in 4th, he's 4 seconds away, and the gaps are pretty close. Oh, sorry, pretty spread out. Good defending there from Forsberg, sorry, as they went to the back of the straight. Camaletto looking for some kind of line on Weiser here. Weiser obviously carrying a little bit of damage from that incident in the first corner, but driving well. Sparks kicked up by Jack Camaletto's Bentley there. So yeah, Horvath, Schultz, Dutz, and then I say Kaki and James Mead are probably the closest to the top 6. Just covered by a second those two. And there's 3.3 back to Morgan. He's gradually catching those two teammates there, Kaki and Mead. Morgan making good time today. He's already pulled 5 seconds over Nemanja Manojlovic. So nice going from Callum Morgan. Teixeira there in 9th, Magyar in 10th, Forsberg, Weiser and Camaletto. That's a battle you're watching here for 11th. Cliff Bulk not far behind this in 14th. A gap into Fillingham, Britain as well. Nigel Wood, M. Tweeden, and then Dale Parry along with Radek Pavlicek and Antonio D'Oliva ends up at the back of the pack. So pit stop window about to start. In fact, they're all green, aren't they? So perhaps they don't have that mandatory stop tonight. I was thinking they had a mandatory stop as well, but they don't. It is literally a flag-to-flag race.
Yes, it's not the mandatory pit stop. Otherwise, it will see you will see a number.
Yeah, indeed. That's what I was thinking. Good spot. I'm glad you're here to tell me what I'm doing.
Sorry for interrupting. It was I just saw you in the waiting room and I was wondering.
No, man. No, I'm always here so people can jump in as and when they want to. So it's good to have you in, Tom.
Yep.
So Forsberg's just managing to pull away slightly here from Weiser. Camletto putting him with some pressure. Throw this right hand up and then tight for the left one. Camletto's going to have a look up the inside of Weiser. Late on the brakes. What a beautiful move there. Jack Camletto really got good drive out of that corner. Used his NOS button. Was alongside Weiser before he knew it and passed. And that's Camletto now up to 12th. Weiser down to 13th.
Yes, when I see Jack Camoletto now, driving like this, if he would have, if that unlucky crash wouldn't happen, I think he would have almost battled for the win.
Well, what's his lap? I mean, obviously he's been in trouble. We'll see what his lap time was next time round, and we'll get an idea of Softich's lap time. Let's kind of have a look at Adrian Softich. There we go. A best of a 154.8 last time round, a 155.5. So we'll say low 55s as an average. And then we'll have a look at a free lap of Jack Camletto when he's, if he gets past Jas Forsberg. Already on this lap, though, to give you an idea, you can see there's Camletto, wrong driver. There we go. Up on this lap. A best lap from Camletto, 156. So. Yeah, he's driving quickly, Tom, you're right, but I don't think he's got the pace of Softich tonight.
He could probably have some damage as well, and that's what I'm
yeah,
more or less...
that could well be the case, you're right.
Yeah. And it's not only about, I mean, Jack has shown very good consistency, so it's just in that case, I'm more or less thinking that if he would have more or less stayed on the track, then why not?
Yeah. Could have been a very different story, that's for sure. Radek as well, because obviously Radek was quicker than him in qualifying, although Jack was ahead of him on track when the accident happened. So
yeah, indeed, they both have shown very good pace, and yeah, it was so unlucky. I wonder what they will have as a chat after the race.
Haven't seen much of Daniel Schultz tonight, but there he is, sat on his own in third in the McLaren. That's Robert Horvath there, just going through the final corner. Schultz follows him round, but the gap between him and Horvath 4 seconds, and then the gap between Schultz and Dutz there in fourth, nearly 5 seconds. So, well, Daniel's having a bit of a lonely race there on his own. I'm sure he won't mind that at all if he can keep this going and get a podium. As much as he'd like a second or first. I'm not saying they're out of his reach because he'll still be chasing them down, but currently Softich, you think, is out of everyone's reach tonight, and Horvath trying his best to keep with Softich, but really struggling against that McLaren tonight. So Softich, Horvath, Schultz 1, 2, 3, Dutz in fourth, Kaki fifth. Morgan's got past James Mead already. So I don't know if that's been an incident there for James Mead. I'm not showing anything on my screen, but obviously Mead's fallen way back there and Morgan's through. So,
oh, we have a drive-through for Jack Camoletto.
Oh, the first one of the night. We did think there would be quite a few of them because of the track limits here and how vague some of them can be and how many corners it's quite easy to cut. As you can see, there's no barriers on the inside of tracks or anything, and everywhere is just so wide open here, which is a bit unfortunate. Why some of the cars that have already gone off today have actually accrued damage, because it's actually quite difficult to get damage here because barriers are so far away from the track. But yeah, Camletto will be screwing after coming back all the way to 12th to lose that time on a drive-through. He will be fuming. So Morgan chasing down Kaki now, just 3 seconds as he continues what could be a driver of the day performance if Adrian Softic hadn't been so dominant today. But Morgan doing his best from the back of the grid, already up to 6th and still almost half the race to go. Interesting to see where Morgan can go from here. Camaletto serving his drive-through. Look at that, people flying down the straights and you're going through at 50 miles an hour. Green light, he's away. But I think that's Parry just gone through there, so he'll find himself down in 19th position presumably when he comes round to the timing beacon. Well, he may have his teammate to blame for the first incident, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But he'll only have himself to blame for the drive-through, unfortunately. But that's, I guess, as he's desperate to pull back some time and get through the field. He's had to take risks, and that was just one risk too many for Camaletto. But he'll be free to race for the rest of the evening now, without worry, I should imagine. The others will be in a similar position.
Yeah, sorry for jumping in. I think I see 21 drivers now. Someone has dropped off.
That's true. Who's that? Leach still in the pits. Fillingham, yep. Yeah, can't say. I should have a driver list here so I can keep an eye on them, but you see Kaki making his way through the traffic. That's Pavlicek behind him, just been lapped.
It's Jim Britton.
Oh, Jim Britton in the NSX. We've lost Jim, unfortunately. I'm sure he gave the NSX a kick as he walked away. There goes UC Kaki down the straight. Pavlicek, say, down there in 19th position, having been lapped. But still with plenty of pace, he goes down the straight. Callum Morgan slowly catching him. And James Mead in the background, trying to make up the lost ground.
We have Nemanja in the pits.
So Milanovic comes into the pits, presumably. What was that for? Doesn't look like a drive. Didn't have a drive-through against his name from what I could see, but he's into the pits and out again. So I'm not quite sure what that was about. Here's the Forsberg visor battle. You can see Forsberg just making his way through the traffic there. In fact, he's just got past Dusan Magyar. My apologies to Jas Forsberg. That was a good move on Magyar at the end of the straight there. So Forsberg finds himself now in 9th. Magyar will slip down to 10th. Forsberg puts Magyar between him and Weiser. So Forsberg up to 9th. Magyar down to 10th. Teixeira up to 8th in that Porsche. Fair play to him. That's great racing from Bernardo.
That could also be one of the driver of the day, maybe.
Yeah, indeed. So Forsberg goes through in 9th, as we said. Magyar down to 10th. Weiser 11th. Bulk there in 12th. That's all those 4 cars there. And the car in front, you can see, is Dale Parry, one of the back markers. So he'll move out of the way for this battle as it comes round. The 2 teammates, Teixeira and Parry, in previous races have been an absolute lesson of how to drive under blue flags, the 2 of them. I don't expect tonight to be any different, although obviously Teixeira not needing blue flags tonight. Up in 8th position, already passed his teammate actually, so I'm sure Dale wouldn't have minded that, and he'll be telling his teammate to push on. So In fact, that is Teixeira in front of Forsberg. I was thinking that was Parry about to lap him, but actually that's Forsberg catching Teixeira. Teixeira having a bit of a weave down the end, trying to break the toe. The NSX there of Magyar keeping ahead of Weiser behind him. So that's Teixeira, my apologies, that's Teixeira, that's Forsberg. Magyar, Weiser, Bulk and Fillingham all behind. Forsberg looking up the inside here. That's a great move if he can get that one done, and he does indeed. Can he swing it around the outside? Or Teixeira going to keep it there? Teixeira takes the inside line. They touch ever so slightly there as Forsberg looked for a different line and a switchback, which Teixeira didn't give him, but it's irrelevant because Forsberg's managed to battle his way through past Teixeira. So Forsberg up to 8th now. Teixeira just going through the final corner, tight there for 9th. Nice move, Jazz up to 8th. Let's say Bernardo down to 9th. Wise has passed Magyar for 10th there as that NSX struggles to get around that final corner. And then behind them you can see the BMW of Bulk and the McLaren of Fillingham. Let's go and have a look at Cy Fillingham, see what it's like from his point of view. That's Bulk making a move there on Magyar up the inside. Magyar keeping it tight though as they go through this left-hander. Fillingham though keeping it tight for this one, and that's going to push Magyar down, unfortunately, to 13th. Dusan losing 3 places there in the space of 2 corners. And onto the straight they go. There's Teixeira. Weiser having a look on him. Two Porsches. Who's got the pace? Looks like Teixeira's got the pace to keep it ahead of Weiser. He has. And then behind them. Oh no, wrong one. Behind them was this battle here, sorry. Bulk, Fillingham and Magyar. In fact, the 2 Porsches now, as they battle side by side. Weiser through on Teixeira. Bulk's going to have a look around the outside here of Teixeira. Just like he lost the place earlier to Forsberg. Doesn't fall for that one again though. So Teixeira keeps that position ahead of Bulk and Fillingham. And Magyar. Fillingham trying to dive up the inside there of Bulk as Bulk left the door open. But they all get back in line to go around the final corner. Softitch up front, 10 seconds the lead now over Horvath in 2nd. He's got 7 seconds on Schultz in 3rd. Duke's still there in 4th. Morgan's got past UC Kaki now, up to 5th. What a drive that is from Callum Morgan. And Morgan.
I think I have figured out who we lost earlier. It was Arella, I think.
Oh yeah, Ralph Arella. He was at the back of the pack, wasn't he? You're right. So he's obviously given up and taken the car away. But you're right, Ralph is no longer in the server. So Arella out. Morgan though, chasing down Dutz here. Callum Morgan. Let's go and see if we can see what his best time is of the night so far. 55.5, which is a couple of tenths off the pace of Softitch up front. So Morgan with some excellent race pace here tonight. Aston Martin obviously doing what it should do around here. It's on board with Morgan as he chases down 4th position. And Schultz only, what, 5 seconds ahead of Dutz as well. And with Morgan's pace, I'm pretty sure that's doable in the 20 minutes or so we've got left. That's defending solidly into this right hander, but Morgan's going to leave it there for this inside. Dutz defends well, keeps the place. Morgan settles back in, looking to hopefully get the slipstream down the straight. Oh, just has to back out of that there. That will cost him all the way down the straight. So that's the end of that move from him. Dutz will live to fight another day at the end of the straight here, I should imagine. Behind him, that's Pavlicek. He's been lapped. Although, if anything, actually pressuring Callum Morgan. So, Radek Pavlicek finding some pace here. As always, that Bentley coming good late race. Cametto still circling around his 16th after instant early with his teammate and then a drive through. Not had any luck, the series leader tonight. Finds himself down in 16th position. Will score points tonight, but won't be enough. Still be enough to keep him top of the table, I should imagine, but just not enough for him personally. Softic will take a huge amount of points tonight. Horvath's obviously made a bit of a mistake here because his gap to Schultz just 2.5 seconds now, and he's 15 seconds back to Softic up front. So Horvath now under pressure. Morgan still half a second behind Dutz. It's going to go back to Callum Morgan. Pavlicek desperately trying to stay with him and keep the pace of the front five. So Morgan comes onto the straight. How is his pace at this time? The Aston have Dutz a bit closer this time, but I still don't think it's going to be close enough as they go up towards Cygnus. Although I'm guessing Callum's got that Aston trimmed pretty well. Dutz takes the inside defensive line. As they come up here, they're going to go side by side through here. Morgan, though, discretion a better part of valour for him. Tucks in behind, knowing his time will more than likely come. Just needs to get really close as they go through that final turn onto the straight. Get that turn right, they be able to pick Dutz off at the end of the straight without any issues at all. Mind you, if he stays this close, there's every chance he can do it into turn one. Good drive out the final corner there from Morgan, puts him right on the tail of Dutz here. I said he might do it into turn one. Dutz would no doubt jink left in a minute. He doesn't. He stays wide to get the line for two. He knows Morgan's going to give him a challenge here into one. And Morgan's through. Too much pace there as they go through. Dutz can't defend, and Morgan now up to fourth. What a drive from Callum Morgan tonight.
That was probably the battle of the day, I think.
Yeah. And with Dutzen back there now, he's got 8 seconds to get ahead of Schultz, and Horvath just 3 seconds ahead of him. So 40 minutes to go. I think that might be a little bit of a tall order now for Callum Morgan, but even so, to go up to 4th position tonight is an excellent drive from Callum, and congratulations. Had a few issues in the last few races. Stewards having a good bit of talking to him, but putting that all behind him tonight. Lovely, clean racing. Nice overtakes, and finds himself up there now in 4th position.
And we have just Forsberg in the pits.
Ah, that is a shame. I wonder if he's just not set. Yeah, he's coming for fuel by the looks of it. He's had to stop. That's a real shame for Jazz. Drops down the field somewhere like 16th, I think now that puts him. Where's M. Tweeden? M. Tweeden already down there at turn 4. So Forsberg will slip all the way down there as he goes through turns 1 and 2. Real shame for Jazz, driving lovely there for a while. But that pit stop's going to effectively put him out the running there down in 16th. Meanwhile, Weiser and Fillingham are going at it pretty much hammer and tongue. In fact, Fillingham's got past Weiser. Fillingham up to 9th, Weiser down to 10th. Weiser carrying some damage after that first lap incident. Bulk passed both of them up to 8th. What could have been for Cliff Bulk tonight if he hadn't have been spun round by Ryan Leach. So through they go for the final corner. There's Bulk, that is Fillingham just behind him, and Weiser just behind him. So these three, 8th, 9th and 10th, there they go. Just 20 runners. The lever still circulated at the back despite having that damage. Havlicek also running well but down in 19th. Saw Nemanja Manojlovic in the pits, as was Forsberg, so that's why those two are down there. Camaletto, as we know, suffered a drive-through penalty, and also an incident with his teammate Radek Pavlicek early on. That's why those two are really running low down after showing good pace with the Bentleys in practice. Nigel Wood running well in the Ferrari in 13th. Teixeira had a really good race for Bernardo there in 12th. Ran round in 8th position at one point before he got swallowed up by the likes of Forsberg, Fillingham, Weiser and Magyar. But fair play to a decent performance tonight from Teixeira. Magyar, as I said, running with Weiser and Fillingham. Those guys were racing with Bulk virtually all night. Finally sorted themselves out into this order here, although Fillingham is pushing Bulk for that 8th position. Mead and Kaki, 6th and 7th. They've been pretty much line astern most of the night as well. Bulk just goes wide. That's going to give Fillingham the chance to get through, and he does so. Bulk struggling to get that BMW turned as they went through the final part of Cygnus. And that's allowed Simon Fillingham to get that McLaren up to 9th. Good driving tonight from sight. If you want to watch his VR stream, go and look for Sim on TV. Nice play on words there from Simon. If you go and watch that, you get a nice live stream VR in the McLaren to give you an idea of what it's really like to sit in one of those things. Go and pop along and have a look at that one. Callum Morgan also on stream tonight. Just go and search for Callum Morgan on YouTube and you'll find him, and you'll get an idea of just how well he's driving. So Softitch away, gap to Horvath still around. I'm just waiting for it to come up because it's just gone off the screen. There we go, 18 seconds or so. So Horvath's pulled a little bit of that back, but not a lot. Schultz 3.3 now to Horvath. And then Morgan trying to get that time back, but as I said, even that's too much for Callum Morgan, I should imagine, tonight, barring accidents from Horvath and Schultz. Morgan's done well to drag it up to 4th there. He's done a really good job. That's trying to hang on to the back of Morgan there in 5th. Kaki in 6th, Mead 7th. This is Fillingham in 8th, ahead of Bulk in 9th. Forsberg and Parry having a good fight at the back. Let's go and see if Jazz can make his way past Dale Parry. 10 minutes to go. Jazz hoping to set him up for the straight here. It's tight on that corner. Look to get drive through here. You can see him taking up a lovely position behind the Porsche there. He'll tuck right in, and it won't be long before Forsberg pulls out and makes the move on Parry into 6th already. Pulls out. Not past him yet. Fair play to Dale Parry. Enjoying the drive tonight and letting Forsberg try and recover some positions back again. Dale Parry just happy to drive and give Forsberg that position. Looks like Parry's Porsche is a little bit damaged there, so obviously didn't want to be in a position to turn into Forsberg or understeer into Forsberg through the corner there, so let him have the position. Nice driving as always from Dale Parry. So it's not always about being the fastest, but you'll get a lot of points from being the fairest here at RR League, so fair play to Dale. Nice driving, mate. So let's try and find you some action on track, because there doesn't seem to be much going on. So just 20 guys left in the server. Sorry Tom, go on.
Yeah, I'm just wondering that Dutz behind Morgan is not giving up. That can be a little bit of an action.
Yeah, 1.2, but I think Morgan has got his pace. We saw him make that great move on Dutz earlier.
Yes, and but I still think that Dutz is still keeping on. You know, he's still like 1 second behind. If I can see from the from Callum's stream here.
Is that the Porsche of Weiser behind him? Can't be, surely. Where is Weiser on track? No. Must be a different one. It looked like that really funky Porsche, but it's not. Oh no, it's Pavlicek still. There you go, Radek Pavlicek still on the back of Dutz there. We saw that about 3 laps ago. Radek certainly got some pace. Let's just have a look at what Radek is currently lapping around in. So best lap 155.2, that is rapid. Alright, last lap 156.5. But obviously he's got nowhere to go because Dutz there in front of him. We have a look at Dutz's last lap, and I apologise if I'm murdering your name, sir. Moritz Dutz, yeah, 156.5 last time round, but here's a 155.8. So Pavlicek 155.2. What could have been for him, and indeed for Jack Camaletto, had they not had that coming together at turn 1 earlier in the race. But Pavlicek really on the pace tonight. Just a shame he's running down there in 19th position. This is the problem, he'll get to this position, but he knows he can't make a move on Dutz to unlap himself, because why would you at 19th position? But unfortunately that's Radek's race tonight, sat behind there and chasing the lead. It's good to know, good for the ego though, to know you can have the pace of the 5th place man and keep up with him, maybe even challenge him. Just gives you a little bit of confidence for a race that's coming up in a week's time, round 5, don't forget, this time next Wednesday. Join us for that, and don't forget on Sunday we've got the WTCR cars from the A1 ring. That will be an absolute nothing like this, trust me. That'll be 6 abreast through every corner, with some of the best racing I've seen for some time. Tom, you're part of that series. It's been pretty epic, hasn't it?
Absolutely, we have had many close races, and yeah, I think it will keep going. You know, it's Red Bull Ring, if I'm not mistaken.
It is, yeah. So that'll destroy a few suspensions with the sausage curbs there if the last race wasn't bad enough. That'll be fun.
Yes, but in one way can also help. In this WTCR cars, it can also help a little bit actually. If you are some way lucky, don't let us say when it comes to WTCR cars, don't damage them too much, because in that case then it will be. But if it is a little bit, then it can probably help a little bit in the steering wise. If you
there you go, you heard it here first. Go and smash your suspension out, it might even handle a little bit better. So that's come from the horse's mouth. Tom Conan, see him on Sunday racing those WTCR cars with all the other guys. It's been an epic series so far, and I don't expect that to change anytime soon. Join us for round 4 from the A1 ring. That series finishing off with that epic race around the Nordschleife in a couple of weeks' time. That'll be a mental watch, so join us on Sunday for that. Anyway, back to tonight. Pavlicek, you can see threatening Dutz, but obviously can't get past him, or doesn't want to get past him. But yeah, like I said, Radek's got his cards played for him tonight, so he'll have to sit there and carry that out. Morgan 6.4 to Schultz up front. Great performance from Daniel Schultz tonight, running around in 3rd position. Well-deserved podium. Same for Robert Horvath, running there in 2nd. But I have to say, Adrian Softich has really been in a class of his own tonight. That stealth livery obviously doing the world of good tonight. Those pink go faster stripes, or unless that's just the heat from the A pillars there, who knows. But That McLaren has been untouchable tonight. Adrian Softich running a great race.
And unfortunately, Antonio De Leva got the driver penalty.
Oh, if that didn't just finish the day off with 3 minutes to go. Antonio's got to serve that before the end of the race as well, so that'll just make his day. Not have much luck, Antonio, this series, making that Lambo. Only person in the Lamborghini in the whole series. He's been running really well and just suffered some little bits and pieces here and there. Just hope it doesn't spoil his fun too much. Great lad, Antonio. Softich there, you can see Jas Forsberg, who he's lapped just behind him. Just absolutely great drive for tonight from Softich. Orvar still to go through the timing beacon in sector 2 there. Such is the gap. There it is, 20 seconds. Softich has pulled out. That's immense pace.
Let me explain in 15 seconds also that if everybody's saying that, if someone in the background, you know, saying, you know, in deep inside their heads that I'm enjoying pronouncing the drive-throughs and all, no, that's not true. I do understand that it's so tough. It will be the same for me if I will have that in the next race.
No, that's fair dues, mate. You've got to be called out, unfortunately. Drive-through's a drive-through, whatever, so...
Absolutely, absolutely. But back to the race, we have still is it like 1:30 left something?
Yeah, Morgan got the gap down to 5.8. He's pulled away from Dutch now. I know he said that was the battle, but if we go, if we just find me mouse, where is it? There we go. There is Maurice Dutz and Morgan already. You can see the gap there, 2.5 seconds. So Callum running great there tonight. Dutz 5th, Kaki 6th. Mead still there in 7th. Fillingham still battling with Bolt. Let's go and have a look at that one. I didn't see that one getting quite so close. I thought Fillingham was away and done, but these two raced closely in Kyalami. I think Si actually touched Bulk and spun him round in that race, and it's all handshakes afterwards. They're all good about it. But the two of them again battling close here tonight at Paul Ricard as they come into the last minute of the race. Where is Softich on track? Just coming through. That's the back end of Cygnus, isn't it? Yep, they come through. So I think he's going to get one more lap in after this one.
Can I just ask, what has Jack improved? Has Camaletto improved his pace somehow? Is he very close to Softich? I can't be this.
Let's have a look. So Softich, let's just make sure he goes through and completes a lap. 20 seconds to go. I should imagine he will do. Yeah, so one more lap. This will be the final lap now that Softich is on. If we go to the... that'll give us an idea. So Softich's best lap at 1:54.8. That was a 56.5 as he starts to ease off. If we go and have a look at Camaletto, championship leader, don't forget. A 56.0 his best, and he's obviously eased off to a 57.4 now. So Softich had Jack covered tonight, even if he didn't have those incidents. I think even with his stability and consistency, still would have been behind Softich tonight with his pace, I think.
Yes, but what I'm really talking about here now is obviously when I'm talking about upcoming paces, as we have almost a leader about going to, if he crosses the line. I can talk about it very soon. But it is more or less about signs. Like when I was driving Green Hell, it was like the second last round we drove. I had Simon Fillingham, I was winning the race, but he got the fastest lap before my last round. And
indeed.
And then last round I still managed to win, but always some kind of last lap pace can be very important. Can send a message, whatever.
So here comes Adrian Softich with an absolute demonstration in how to drive a McLaren around Paul Ricard tonight. His pace has been immense from the very beginning. Obviously he's off at the end of the race, he's so far ahead, of what is a quality field. Make no doubt, you know, the field you've got behind him tonight has been really top draw, but Adrian Softic miles ahead of that tonight, 20 seconds ahead of Robert Horvath in a 1 hour race. That is some going, and he's going to cross the line in about 10 seconds time to take his win. Great drive. I don't know what else to say to you, Adrian, tonight. That's just been absolutely fantastic. Cracking drive from Adrian Softic there. Robert Horvath is going to come home in second place if we can just get around the final corner. Great drive from Robert tonight. So Horvath takes his AMG for a podium finish. Second place for Robert Horvath. Not far behind him. There's Dwight Schultz. And one more driver considered for driver of the day, Callum Morgan. Didn't qualify, started from the back of the grid and managed to make his way up to 4th position. That is fantastic from him. Moritz Stutz there goes through in 5th. Great drive from Moritz, he's done well as well. And behind him, Jussi Kaki and teammate James Mead are going to come home 6th and 7th. Kaki though goes through in 6th. There's James Mead going through in 7th. Then the battle between Fillingham and Bolt continues as they go through the final part of the circuit. And as they go across the start-finish line, the final lap, Bolt chases McLaren down, but Cy Fillingham comes home in 8th. Cliff Bulk in 9th. Nice driving, you two, well played. Marcel Weiser is going to come home here in 10th position. Well played, Marcel. I know you've had your issues, but it's a decent drive, mate, from you. Dusan Magyar, been involved in a lot of racing tonight. Brings his Honda NSX home in 11th. Well played, Dusan.
Who got the drive-through on the last lap?
That was Bernardo Teixeira, unfortunately, just to round off his day. And I don't know if he knows, but he can't serve it on the last lap either, so it's going to cost him all the time in the world. Poor old Bernardo. Just drive the line, mate. You wouldn't. Oh, no. That's going to push him down the pecking order a little bit. But fair play. Great drive from Bernardo Teixeira. Yes. Cam Leto is going to come home ahead of him now, I think, because of that. He'll finish in 13th. Then Tweeden as well, there in 14th. Forsberg racing really well tonight, up to 7th position at one point, finds himself down in 16th after that.
Did he try to deserve it on even though it was the last lap?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because you don't get it and you can't complete your drive through, you'll get 30 seconds. So not only did he lose time going into the pits, he'll also get a 30-second penalty as well. That's a real shame for Bernardo. A real shame. So that ends round 4.
There we have those who we lost also. It was Britton, Leach, Dorr and Arella.
Oh, David Dorr, yes, of course. Teammate to Robert Horvath, David Dorr out of the race. So, yeah, that's the end of round 4. A really it's an interesting race because obviously there wasn't much overtaken. There's a few bits and pieces in between, but honestly, you have to say that drive from Adrian Softic there was first class and well deserved that win. Fair play to him. I would go and have a look back through the instance, but to be fair to the drivers tonight, it was in the dark. I don't really want to make any decisions before the stewards gets involved, so we'll leave it there as it is. I don't think he's going to drop into chat tonight. Maybe he will. I mean, do you want to chat at all, Tom? I don't know what else there is to say about it tonight. There's only like a few, 18 cars finished the race, it looks like. Obviously, we had the issues there for Camaletto and Pavlicek early on. Let's go and see if we can find that one, actually. Let's go and... Absolutely. So it's just the highlights here. So the highlights. Let's see if this gives us anything, and we'll talk through that as we go. So here's the race start. You can see a great start from Softic. One guy who did get a good start as well there, you can see. There's Callum Morgan at the back there making his way through. Just sort of spinning Audi there at the back. See if we can go through the cars. That's Camaletto. There's Jazz Forsberg. Didn't see. Oh, I see. Let's see if we can go back to the start and just see if we can find out what happened to. No, that's the one we wanted. That Porsche there. I think that's the Porsche of Weiser. Let's see if we can see what happened. He went sideways at turn 1. Come on, ACC, don't do this to me. You know, one job. Oh, I've crashed it, man. That's just painful now. Yep. I've broken it. Yep. I've broken it. I have to manually crash that one. There we go. That's that done. Well, there we go. Can't even do that now. Anyway, we'll go back and watch the stream through again, see what we can find. And nothing else to say except if you haven't liked the video already, please give us a thumbs up. Remember to join us on Sunday for that WTCR race from the A1 ring, and join us back next week for the next round of the PitStop UK and RR Leagues collaboration as we come to round 5 of that race. So yeah, we'll join you on Sunday. Tom, thanks for joining us in chat, mate. I appreciate that, and thanks for Martine for being there in chat and keeping us busy. Yep, that's it, folks. I did indeed break it. I think my computer's just about had enough. It is really hot in this room tonight, I have to say. I haven't got a thermometer in here, but Christ, I'm sweating a brick. So yeah, thanks Tom for joining us, mate. Good luck on Sunday in the WTCRs. No, you're welcome, bud. It's been a pleasure to watch you and all the other guys driving that, and I'm really looking forward to Sunday. It's one of my highlights of the week, commentating on that, so I'm really looking forward to it. But in the meantime, we'll let you enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again hopefully on Sunday, if not Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.